third one. I didn't write it down. But pretty much what I'm trying to say here is last month, what I did was a message very similar to this one. But for some reason, I thought this one would be different and that I would be able to speak it fluently as I did last time. Because if any of you have been with me for the past years, y'all would know I wrote everything down. And I mean everything. Because my first message was something like this, where I told myself it once, and then I believed I would be able to remember it. And then my mind just went blank. And that's how it is now. But I'll try my best with the few notes that I do have. So, to start, perspective. In life, we mainly focus on ourselves, at least from the beginning of it, before we learn a lot. Perspective is important because we look at ourselves and we might see ourselves as struggling when others have it way worse. Gratefulness. It's nearly the same, but it's kind of different because from this point of view, we are focused on ourselves, but we're thankful for those things that we do have. Happiness. It's all going together. If you are grateful, you will be happy, or whether it is just faith. Satisfaction. We have to be happy with what we get, which is simple, and the same as gratefulness. Perseverance. When we don't get something on our first try, we shouldn't give up. We should keep fighting. And I just like to stop right here and apologize. Normally I flow a lot smoother, but I'm kind of dehydrated right now, so it's a bit different for me to speak, and it's definitely more challenging. So if I stop a lot, that is why. Patience. While we're trying over and over to complete things, it might seem like it'll just never work, but that doesn't mean we should give up. Because if we look at the Lord who created everything, there's BC and AD. That's thousands of years. The Lord works in mysterious ways. He won't do something in just a year. It may take 10. But we shouldn't give up because we'll receive more than we could have ever imagined. Results. That's pretty much what I just said. Through patience and everything else that I stated prior, you will receive results. And even if they're not as great as you may have thought, just keep believing. Keep trying. Teaching others. That might be our greatest result. Through our failures, through what we learned, we might be able to help others grow. For example, teachers don't make very much, but they teach the next kings and queens of our generations. Guiding others. It's a bit different than teaching because some people just aren't willing to listen. You have to show them what to do. Be a role model. Show them where to go and how to do it. And helping others, of course, is as simple as just helping out. Some people just need a hand, and they have nobody to go to give it to them. So if you just see a random stranger in need, help them out. Do all you can, because it'll help you too. Goals. Always have something to look forward to. Make sure it's possible, though. Don't break your spirit because you set a goal you can't reach. How to get them. Plan in advance. If a goal is possible and you know you can do it, plan in advance so you can do it. What happened? Look at what happened. If your goal failed and you didn't accomplish it, and you did everything correctly that I said before, just look at what happened and try one more time. And the end of it all, through everything, no matter what happens, just be thankful. Because you must remember, everything could be worse. And whatever you get, you should be grateful for it because there's a reason for it. Just like me and my throat messing up. There was some reason for it that I don't know, but it was there. And something that you don't necessarily need is 2 more points. One is always have a motto, such as never give up. Keep pushing through everything. My personal one that applies to everything, and you'll hear me say in every one of my messages, or anytime you need advice, I'll always say it because it applies to everything, and that is, everything ends up okay, and if it's not okay, it's not over. So I would suggest finding a motto, live by it, teach your kids it, and if you don't have one, Just go by what I said until you do find one. And the last thing is, whenever you're going for those goals, always have somebody to do it with, whether it's a companion or a rival. Find somebody to push you along the path. Whether it's grades, find somebody that has the grades that you want to get. Whether it's body goals, find somebody that's a bodybuilder. Whether you want money, become friends with your boss. Have them teach you things. There's always ways through life. You just have to search hard enough. It's not always given to you. Life isn't easy. I can tell you that.
All right. Well, tonight is, of course, movie night. Lucretia is normally here, but she's a little bit under the weather, so she asked me, could I stand in for her? Since we've been doing movie night, this is the first time I've had to stand in for her, so she's always here. She did choose the movie, so we still will have Lucretia's influence and her input. For one of the few times, it's a movie that I've never seen. As a matter of fact, I've never even heard of it. But if Lucretia picked it, then I have confidence in it. And I believe the movie is entitled Homeless to Harvard. And that's the